Traders in the building, what's good? Welcome back to another video. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new, I'm so glad that you've discovered me. And if you're a chain subscriber, thank you so much for the continued love and support. You already know what time it is, man. It's the time of the week where I do the weekly analysis, and today I'll be analyzing the dollar index, gold, US30 and US100. And I'll start with the dollar index since it's the first on the watch list. Just want to say there is a Telegram channel that I have opened recently, and I've been sharing my trades and my ideas on that. So if you are interested into seeing how I trade or how I approach the market each and every day, you can use the link or scan this QR code over here, and you can join that channel on Telegram. So moving on the dollar index, I'm bullish on this particular instrument, and to explain why, it's simply because we are in a bullish trend. I say this because we keep making higher highs over here and we keep making higher lows. Another significant reason to note is that we are currently above a support, which obviously you can see price before here was resisting this area, broken above, came back, couldn't break that area, though it tried many times, it couldn't break, and eventually we had that move go to the upside, and as you can see, the market came back to retest, which again we couldn't break for another time. So as you can see, the current candlestick is bullish and it's heading upward. So if I can zoom for you, you can see clearly that this area is strongly holding this support over here, so it makes sense for us to look for buys more than looking for sells. So how can you take advantage of this move going to the upside, or where can you potentially enter for that position, or taking this market to the upside? Go to a smaller time frame, the daily time frame, or the one that you prefer, and what you do there is you look for structure. Structure is anything suggesting that the market is about to buy or about to sell. Depends on what you're looking for in the market. So because I'm looking for a buy, I would love to buy back above this range. So as you see, the market the other week had a range over here that it created, and last week we broken above that range. So my expectation is I do see that the market, let me go to an even smaller time frame so you can see clearly what I'm talking about. So I do expect for the market to move back to this range, to just come and retest this high of the range over here, come back to this range, and this is where we can potentially start entering for more buys. Or what could happen is, if the market could then decide not to come back to the range, instead it breaks above this resistance that it had created over here recently, that's another area of a possible buy opportunity going to the upside. That's all I have, rather that's all I'm looking for in this particular market. I don't see any other possibility. The only time I'll start looking for sells in this particular market is if maybe the market could then break below the range itself and come over here. Then it would mean the market is bearish at that point, so I'll start selling the market back to this low over here, and if again it breaks that low, that's again a continuation to the downside for a buy. As at the moment, there's no really anything that's suggesting that the market is about to sell. For me, all I'm seeing is positive price action. I'm seeing this market going up. That's all I have for the week that is coming, man. On this particular instrument, there's nothing more, there's nothing less. Let's move on to gold. As you can see, I'm bearish on this particular market. If you didn't know, I am bearish on this particular market, and to explain why, it's because we are coming from that trend line over here, right? And you notice first touch, second touch, and a third touch over here, which makes it a valid resisting trend line over there. Another reason to note is that in this current structure over here, we do have a resistance that the market, anytime it gets to, it rejects that area, gets to, it rejects that area, as you can see. And recently again, we do have something like that happening around this area, though it's not clear at the moment, but it does seem like the market is failing. Obviously, you can see with that candlestick week out over there that it's clearly failing to break above that structure, so anything could happen. The only time I would look for buys in this market is if it can then eventually break above this resistance. Then of course, if it breaks above the resistance, it turns it into a support, which makes sense to continue looking for buys. But that's all I have for this particular market. Then how can you take advantage of this move going to the downside? Go to a smaller time frame, the one that you prefer. I'll start with the daily time frame, of course, and again you look for structure. The most immediate structure that I'm noticing is this resistance over here, because we are currently below that resistance. So as you can see, the market went up, couldn't break below that, couldn't break above that structure, sorry. So my expectation is, if it can go back again, create maybe a double top pattern, then this is where I would like to sell from. Or another possible area would be the market, if it comes back below this area of sensitivity there, then this is where we like to sell. Let's do like this. If it can come back below this area, this is where we get a retest, and then we sell from that area. The only time I would buy this market is only if it can come and break above that last high over there. Then that's the only time I'll start looking for buys on this market, of course. But it doesn't mean I will not scalp or for buys should the market, for instance, if maybe the market could open and do like this next week, open and go above this area of structure over here, I will take my positions for buys back to that resistance, and then I will start selling from there. That's just me. That's how I trade. And I don't advise you to do that. I'd rather for you go with the trend. Don't try and go against the trend, especially if you don't understand what you're doing. Just follow the trend. Right, on to US30, and on this one I am bullish. Let's go ahead to the monthly time frame so you can see everything on a higher perspective. So as you can see, US30 is very bullish. Even at this point, you know that the market has been going up, of course, and this was the highest that the market had created at that time. All right, until recently, then we broke above that structure, so which makes sense for me to say, okay, because this was the last high. Right, this was the last high, meaning there was a roof on that point. That was the resistance, and so now we have recently broken above that resistance, which then turns that roof into a floor, which means now it's a new support. Expectation is for the market to continue buying at this point, because the only time I would start to look for sells, it's only if the market could come back below this area, then it makes sense to look for sells at that point. But as of now, the only thing logical to do at this point is to buy, because the market is bullish. But how can you take advantage of this move? Go to the upside again. It's easy. Go to a smaller time frame or any time frame that you prefer. So as you can see now, it shows that it had created a new low over here, which then it bought from. So now we have recently broken above this resistance. So my expectation for the week that is coming is for the market to come back and retest this high that it has broken over here, just a small retest over here, and then we can start to see buyers coming in. However, if it happens that the market then ends up coming back below the range, what you can do is you can sell back to this support, and then back to that support you start to buy. That's all I'm looking for on this particular instrument for the week that is coming. Moving on to the last pair of the day, this is US100, and I am bullish on this particular market again. Let's go to the higher time frame, the monthly time frame, so you can see everything over there. Again, similar to US30, we have just recently broken above that highest structure that we had created over here, and again we are also bullish on this particular market. So now how can you take advantage of this move? Go to the upside, we go to a smaller time frame again, and we look for structure, and similar to US30 again, we have just recently broken above a resistance. So my expectation over here is that the market could come back to this support over there, and that's where we can start looking for buys from. However, the market really doesn't have to do anything I say it's gonna do. The market could just continue going up, right? Me, I'm just trying to guess where price could go to before I can act a certain way. It doesn't really mean that the market is gonna do anything I say it's gonna do. Hence, it's very important, guys, that you also have your own plan and you trust your own plan, because as I'm doing this, for me it helps me because I understand what I'm doing in the market. But also you need to have a plan on how you're going to approach the market. Don't expect me to feed you each and every time. That way you will never grow. That way you will never learn anything. You will think you're growing, but if I stop posting, if I stop saying anything, then you become clueless. So my thing is, I expect, based on how I trade, I would like to buy back if the market comes back to this area over here. This was a resistance before. If it's broken, it becomes a support, and that's where you buy from. That's all, man, really that you need to do. Have a plan and trade your plan. That's all I have for the week that is coming, man. There's nothing more, there's nothing less. Leave a comment down below if you like this video. Like the video, of course, and yeah, man, share with your friends if you can. I'll see you next week, same time, same place, and I love you guys, and I am out.